You have the separation of the teams, my team against your team, very primal and tribal. And I love to see the commercials. Like, who are they selling to? Right? How are they selling? Right? What are they using? I watched a commercial. I'm like, I have no idea what this commercial's about. I'm like, I don't even know what they're selling. I couldn't figure it out. I could not figure it out.
So this is something that I learned through the NLP study I've been doing recently. Is that's actually an advertising technique.
Oh, yeah.
To make the commercial as confusing as possible, because you go like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? The only thing that's clear is the brand. So as soon as you're like, you're there, you're engaged in the experience, it's highly visual, highly auditory. You're like, this must mean something. And then boom, at the end, it's like, buy this product. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll do that because it's the only thing that made sense from the whole thing you freaking said.
Yeah. And then it's repetition. So I counted how many commercials. So how many commercials were repeats?
Yeah.
Of the exact same commercial, and there are quite a few. And there's usually the bigger name stuff, Tim Hortons, stuff like that. So the NLP confusion is interesting because confusion techniques are based on what's called a pattern interrupt. And a pattern interrupt is we understand a pattern. I say something, you listen, and then you say something back to me, right? So we have this pattern happening. Okay. Well, if you are, so confusion happens when the pattern is interrupted or there is no precursors, or there's no precedence. So if something is happening, so you're watching something and you're like, oh, I don't know. Your brain is like, what is this like? What is this similar to what and your brain's like, I got nothing. So now your brain is like, sponge.
Yeah.
Because it's creating a new belief. How do I feel about this? How should I feel about this? What, right? So it has to take it all in order to create a new belief system. And this is where confusion techniques are really, really sneaky, because there is no filter, right? Our filters are based on previous experience. Well, if we have no previous experience, we have no filter. Right. So therefore, we have to take it all in and then create judgment, then create a belief about it. Well, the information is already in there, and now we've spent way too much processing time thinking about what we just saw and took in.
There's so much more for you over in the Joygasmic Life membership. Become a bulletproof mom with us. Learn the tips and tricks and skills you need to recover from your postpartum mental health journey, and learn the tools of Joygasmic alchemy so you can have the kind of birth you've been dreaming of.